Hi everyone, it's Terry here from nutsaboutsstamping.com. In today's video, I'm going to show you a really cool technique. I'm going to call it the color blocking technique. I don't really know what the official name is. I'm sure there is one out there, but bear with me, and that's what I'm going to call it today. To create this technique, you're going to need some of our watercolor paper. And you want this paper because of its absorbency, and also it's a little bit sturdier than Whisper White, and it won't tear when you are doing this technique. I'll explain a little bit more further to that. You're also going to want to choose some colors for color blocking. You choose your favorite three. For this video, I've chosen Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, and Bumblebee. And then you're also going to want some Stampin' Sponges because you're going to be sponging color. So what I do is I dedicate colors to each sponge, and that way I won't be sort of muddying up my colors in the sponges. And then the final thing you need to do this technique is some washi tape. So let's get started. So what you want to do is you want to cut a layer of your watercolor paper. So you're going to cut the size that you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use your washi tape to section off portions of your watercolor paper. Now, what I want to caution you right away is you want to choose washi tape that's not really sticky, because eventually we're going to peel this off and you want it to come off easily. And you also want to choose washi tape that's not particularly wide, unless you really want wide stripes on your watercolor paper. So I'm just going to section this off to my liking, and I'll be back in a minute and I will show you the next part of this technique. All right, I'm back and I'm ready to go to the next step of creating this technique. Again, I want to caution you, when you are placing the washi tape down on your watercolor paper, don't press it really hard, because when you peel it off, then it could rip some of the texture off of the watercolor paper. So I'm going to start with my Poppy Parade, and what I'm going to do is just use my sponge, and I'm going to sponge a section that has been taped off onto my watercolor paper. So you can go as dark or as light as you want. I've decided for this card I'm going to go quite dark. And I'm going to do another section over here. So you want to not use the same color side by side. The idea is to use contrasting colors for each of the sections. I'm trying not to go over the edges of my washi tape. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for a minute. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo next. So I'm going to do this. And I think I'll do this one down here. Oh, I've got a little bit of a smudge. That happens. You are going to get your fingers a little bit dirty. And I think I'll do another flirty here. Maybe I'll do a lighter one. Okay, and then I'm going to do Bumblebee, and then sort of assess where I am and what I've liked so far. Let's see, I'll use this piece. And I want to do this one. do this one here. And I think I'll do this one over here. So again, you can go as light or as dark as you want. For this one, I wanted to go quite vivid. Now, the next part of this is to gently peel off your washi tape. So try and figure out which was the last piece that you put on, and then you just want to very carefully peel it off so that you reveal and create different sections on your card. Okay, and I think I'll do this one next. Again, you just do it gently, which is why I said in the first place, lay your washi tape down gently. Sometimes it's a bit of a maze to figure out which is layered on which. There we go. Okay, and then I'll peel this off and this off, and then this off like so. Okay, and there we go. I have a really cool layer for the front of my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off the card now, but this is what I'm calling the color blocking technique. And so hang on and I will show you how I'm going to finish off this card to make it a really striking background. Back in a moment. I've decided that my card base is going to be Poppy Parade because I want to pull out that color from this color blocked layer. And then I am going to add a layer of the bumblebee. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to add my color blocked layer. There we go. I think maybe I'm going to put it this way. All right, and then for a phrase, I decided to use my best year stamp set, and I took a leftover piece of watercolor paper and I used my Memento Tuxedo black ink to stamp this phrase, and then I used my Painted Labels dies, this die here, and I die cut out this phrase, and I'm going to add that to the front of my card, like so. Okay, and then I decided to use some of my, I would create a couple of painted poppies. So I did that when the video was stopped, and I created 2 poppies. And I colored them with my Poppy Parade and Basic Black Stampin' Blends. And now I want to, I think I'm going to pop up my poppies off the front of this card, just to give a little bit of visual interest, like so. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple of the woven threads sequins assortments. There are sequins in here that I think would really look nice with, I think they would correspond with the flirty flamingo. So I'm going to add 3 sequins to complete my card, and I'll do that after the video is over. If you want to see a final photo of the card with the sequins on it as well. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to do. I think I forgot here that I wanted to add a piece of the bumblebee ribbon. I want to pull in the bumblebee phrase, so I am going to stop the video for a second because I forgot to get my mini glue dots. I'll be back and we'll finish this off. All right, I've created a bumblebee ribbon or little bow, and I have cut it off of the bolt. And now I'm going to use a mini glue dot and attach this. So I push the knot onto the dot, and then I'm just going to add a bow like that on the side of my card. Looking pretty good. Now I will stop the video and I'll add some of those woven thread sequins. So if you would like to see a final photo, head on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While you're on my blog, consider subscribing to my free newsletters. I send 2 newsletters a week with project ideas you won't see anywhere else. If you would like to see some additional card ideas using this technique but with different colors, head on over to my Facebook page. I'll give you the link in the description box below. This week I'm going to do a Facebook Live and I'm going to show this card and the technique. I'm not going to show everybody how to do the technique because now they can watch this video, but I'll show you a couple of different card ideas using the same concept. If you want to purchase the products I use to make this particular card, I will link to my online store underneath this video as well. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. I hope you'll create something using a new technique today too. Bye for now.